If you're a Benatarian antinatalist and your goal is to reduce suffering in the world, because life includes suffering, then you have to be a saint. You must refrain from bullying of any type, causing suffering to others of any type. If you believe that it is better to not exist because life contains suffering, and therefore your goal is to eliminate suffering altogether, you cannot also call yourself an antinatalist if you are going around making people feel like crap, or calling people names, or shaming parents for having kids. You must also treat them with kindness to reduce suffering in the world, or else you're a complete hypocrite. You're contradicting yourself. Sure, you can be upset about it in your mind, but you can't voice your anger towards them or shame them. You can say to them, I'm not happy that you procreated, but you don't have you forfeit your ability to shame them, to actively make them feel bad, and anyone else for that matter. If somebody is ridiculing you, or they're making fun of you in any way, sure, make fun of them back. But the moment you cross the line where it starts to hurt them back, you must be a complete pacifist. You have to avoid retribution to the point that it starts to cause the other person to suffer, because your whole thing is to eliminate all suffering. If you don't stand by this, if you don't have this conviction, then you can't really call yourself, for this very reason, you can't hold the asymmetry argument, or the Benatarian, David Benatar's views for being an antinatalist. You can't say this is why I'm an antinatalist and claim to be against all suffering and go around causing suffering. The reason I bring this up is because I have plenty of antinatalists saying very ignorant things to me. Usually I just laugh because they're wrong about their stance that not being born can be better, not existing can be better. Clearly, not existing is completely incapable of being better, because not existing was completely incapable of stopping this life from being imposed on me. I didn't exist, yet my lack of existing was not able to stop a life from doing the imposition of a life. Therefore, it is a scientific fact that not existing is incapable of stopping a life, one life or another, somewhere in the universe, from doing the imposition of a life. If a life comes to exist anywhere, even if it's only one life, then that life is the one doing the imposition. That life is the you, because we're all you. I call you you. I call everyone else you. You call me you. I call myself I. Everyone calls themselves I. This is the self-sensation. So if the self-sensation exists via any brain in the universe, then a you exists. It's not the you that's watching this if you were never born. It would be some other you. It would be a different instance of a you. There's yous everywhere. So, and your lack of existing, if you were never born, wouldn't have been able to stop some other life. Maybe an elephant, or an ostrich, or an alien somewhere, from doing the imposition of a life. It wouldn't have to be related to your parents or anything like that. But your lack of existing cannot stop a life from doing an imposition of a life. And this is true for every single being that has ever existed or will ever exist. Their lack of existing did nothing to stop a life from being imposed. And if we die and cease to exist, guess what? Your lack of existing isn't going to do anything to stop a life from doing an imposition of a life. So it's completely delusional, which makes Benatar's idea that it is better to not exist futile. So again, you must do your best to be a saint. You must refrain from causing any sort of suffering on others, or else you're not really a Benatarian antinatalist. You could be an antinatalist for other reasons, maybe the environment, maybe whatever other logical reason there might be. But you cannot say you're a Benatarian antinatalist unless you completely refrain, unless you're a saint. So just wanted to make that clear.